Hello, hello. Welcome back to the What We Said podcast.
Hey, everyone.
I wasn't done with my riff quite yet, but
I'm sorry. Hey, guys.
Welcome back, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Happy July. It's a new month. It's summer. It's the summer we turned pretty, and
When does that come out? Season 3.
Soon. Maybe this week. Maybe next.
Wow. Did you watch last season?
No,
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
I did
you?
watch. Yeah, I did watch. I think that was also, I think I was like postpartum during that or something. That's ringing a bell. Or maybe I watched it a little later, but I did watch. Sometimes I feel a little too old to be watching.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, but at the same time, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Even though I pretty much know what already is going to happen.
Didn't you read the book? You read the
No.
books? Oh.
Uh-uh.
Oh, what
Never read the books, but I did watch. And I feel like, I don't know who told me or how I know, but I definitely know how it all ends. So it's not like I'm on the edge of my seat, but I still am excited. I love that summer vibe that it gives. Like, it does give a specific feeling that's just, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like watching, so we'll see.
I know. Maybe I should catch up before the new season comes out because it is a fun vibe. I just didn't watch. I don't know why. I started it. I didn't finish it though. I think maybe it was making me sad.
Yeah, it was a little heavy. I
Yeah.
mean, this season probably will be too. I feel like all of it is
I
kind
know.
of, there are definitely some sad parts, but I'm trying to push past my aversion to sad things. You know how I'm always just like, nope, it has to be happy. I'm trying to be more balanced and normal because you can't just never watch something that ever makes you, it never evokes an emotion. Or same with reading books. I'm like, okay, I think I have to let that part of my expectation die where it's like, it's okay to feel emotions.
Yes.
Sometimes when I'm feeling too many emotions, like the past few years, it's been like a more just heightened emotion time of my life. So I'm like, I want to not feel emotions when I'm reading a book or watching something.
This is my escape.
Yes, this is my escape from feeling heavy emotions.
Yeah.
But then I think maybe when life
helps you
balances
cope.
out more, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I think you have to have your own balance. You don't have to take it on just because it's there. You can kind of take what you need in terms of sad content. Because I feel the same way. Sometimes I'm like, I don't need it right now. I'm sad enough.
Yeah.
And then other times, it's like,
sad
okay,
enough.
let's
No,
cope.
that's so
let's
real.
use this to cope. I was just on Abby's podcast actually.
Oh, nice.
Last night we recorded it, and we were talking about why I like historical fiction books and why, like, it took place of TikTok. I was talking about how when I deleted TikTok, we were talking about my anxiety. You guys can go listen. Opened up a lot about anxiety on there. She diagnosed me. We got a cure.
Nice.
No, I'm kidding. But we're on there. I'm like, so what do I have? She's like, that's not my job. But anyways, we were talking about how when I deleted TikTok, it literally helped my anxiety so much. And I replaced it with like these very heavy historical fiction books at night. And it helped my mental health so much because it was helping me cope in a digestible way. It wasn't just like, bam, horrible thing, scroll, hilarious puppy, bam, horrible, terrible thing, terrible. It was like in a digestible way, helping me cope and like go through
And it's
the
like
emotions.
it's not a real story per se, but it's like a
real
full
life
story, not just like a quick
yes.
bites of horrible and then happy. It really is so. When I'll see people make a video about that, how it's like so quickly, just a roller coaster that like your For You page will put you through, where it's just like the saddest thing you've ever seen and then the funniest thing you've ever seen within like 30 seconds.
Scary.
It's not okay. But yeah, I'm still reading The Women and it's so good.
So good. I
love it.
I'm jealous. Maybe I should read it again.
I'm still not super far into it, but I'll update you guys. That's the last time I'll bring it up without giving you a
Having
recap
finished
or
it.
not a recap, but just telling you my thoughts when it ends because I know that no one cares that I'm on I don't know how many, how much percentage I'm at. I love that the Kindle will tell you what percentage you're at. So nice. I mean, obviously with a physical book, you can literally see where you're at, but it's just nice to kind of gauge like how long it's going to take you to read.
Definitely. I had the weirdest experience last night. I got home from recording the podcast and Case was about to go to bed, so I went in his room. And I usually don't get in his crib, but I got in his crib and I was like, just like cuddling with him. And then all of a sudden he goes, Mom, you have a spider on your hair. Or he's like, what's on your hair? I'm like, huh? He's like, a spider. And he's like looking, he's like, a spider on your hair. I'm like, I thought he was like pranking me because he's a funny kid. So I'm like, oh, he's maybe just being silly. Like there's a little fuzz on my head.
Yeah.
And he says it multiple times. He's like, oh, it's a spider. And then he kind of moves the point. Like he's pointing here and then he moves here. I'm like,
absolutely not.
I'm like, Nick, come here. And I'm like, okay, Case, keep your eye on the spider. Keep your eye on the spider. And Nick comes in. He's like, oh, yep. He's like, good job, Case. There's a spider on Mom. A terrifying spider in my hair.
No.
That he got out. I was like, I don't know. When it was dead, it was crumpled up. I didn't see. He did kill it. He like smashed it with a paper towel and showed me. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is terrifying. And so thanks to Case for saving my life. I'm like, I would not have known. I would have just gone about my life. And
that's one of the most horrifying things is like knowing that probably happens. Like you have a spider or a bug on you, you just have no idea. Or it's like in your purse.
It's making me itch.
I know, it's making I literally feel like I have lice right now. I'm itching my head. Another reason I probably have lice is because I'm wearing a gorgeous vintage Italian neck scarf that I did get, neck/head scarf from an estate sale, but I haven't washed it yet. So it is giving vintage. You know when you haven't washed
vintage
something?
Lice.
It is. Like I probably have lice right now. That's
at least it's vintage.
Creeping up into my head. I just love an estate sale, and this specific one that I went to was so amazing. I found out about it 10 minutes prior to the time I left. Like I didn't know about it, but then I was just checking for local estate sales, and there was this one, and I was like, oh, this looks like good fashion stuff, which I mostly go to estate sales for home stuff. That's like normally what my thought process is, because you're usually, I mean, they do have a closet full of clothes, but this specific one was all the photos that they were showing to promote for it, it was all like jewelry and like fun costume jewelry and purses and scarves and stuff. And I was like, oh, this looks like a really good one. So I went to it, waited in line for 1 hour.
That's insane.
To even see the jewelry. I like started to kind of walk past and I realized like, oh, this is a line. So I got in the back of the line right when I got there, and no joke, it was 1 full hour of waiting in the line to even see and basically any of the stuff. This woman, whoever she was an icon. And while I was there, I was just reminded of the fact that every purchase that I make will be with my own estate sale and my daughter in mind. Like I remember Kennedy Urick posting about how that's how she justifies her bag purchases. She's like, well, I'm going to give it to my daughter one day. And like, I always thought that was funny. And then now I'm like, no, I get it. It's like everything that you buy, you're like, well, I always think about that. I'm like, I'm going to pass this down to Benny, or like all my jewelry. I'm like, when Benny's in whatever, at whatever age, like her and her friends can come and just like, raid my jewelry stuff. And hopefully they love it. Who knows? Maybe by that point they'll be like, this is ugly. And like, it's not quite doing it for them. Yeah. But this woman, whoever she was truly an icon. The stuff she had was so insane. The jewelry was amazing. The purses were so fun. Like so many sparkles and just like extra stuff, huge costume jewelry, such bright colors, like stars and hearts. And I was just like, whoever this is, I love her. And I got some good finds. I had some lucky stuff. I got some stuff for tour, some like fun jewelry, a fun little purse. So I'm excited. We've been scheming on the outfits for tour. And
I'm having a bit of, not decision fatigue. That's not the word or the phrase. But I feel frozen.
Okay.
Like there's so many fun options. I don't even know. I can't purchase anything.
And there's so many combinations.
Yes, I'm like, I love that. But then that's like making a decision and I'm giving up all the other options.
I know.
I mean, there's so many shows, but still I'm like, wow, okay.
Because at this moment, we're trying to do a different outfit for each show.
Yeah.
We'll see if that changes, if we're just like, we need to redo, because it does get, it's hard to put together the perfect pairings. Also, people have been asking, by the way, if you have not gotten tour tickets, go check them out. Orlando and Chicago tickets will be linked below. So excited to see you guys. But people have been asking what the vibe is for, what to wear to the show. So I was thinking maybe we should make a little mood board of what kind of the vibes we're wearing.
Yeah.
Maybe not our exact outfits, but just like what we're going for.
Yeah, that would be good.
So if you want to match us in any way, or kind of go with that, you can. Also, you can literally wear your sweats. We don't give a rip.
Yeah.
You can wear your pajamas. We don't care what you wear at all. There's no dress code, but if you want to dress up, maybe we'll make a little mood board. Yeah. That'd be fun.
So we can all be vibing together.
Yes.
A little girls' night.
Yes. But anyway, so that was fun. That's what I did this past weekend. And it's just always nice to have some good thrift finds that you're like, oh, I will definitely be wearing these. Remember how you were telling me, like, with this specific shirt I had, you're like, oh, do you have silk pants? And I was like, no. And then I was like, I need a pair of silk pants. That's something that I need in like my staple capsule wardrobe, if you will. Like something, because I feel like I don't have any super elevated pant options.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to find some silk pants. Literally found the most gorgeous 2 pairs of pants in my size, 100% silk, vintage, from this store that was like in the 80s in Beverly Hills. Creamish white silk pants in this like gorgeous plum color.
Gorgeous.
I am so happy about this part. Like, it was just such good timing to find those. I feel like that rarely happens, where it's like I have something on my mind and then I find it thrifting or vintage shopping in my size. That is so rare.
It is rare.
You have to have an open mind when you're at these places and just be like, oh, whatever I find, I'll get. But I was so lucky with that. And since they're 100% silk, I'm stressed. I feel like I need to dry clean them. I don't want to ruin them I'm like, these are vintage, gorgeous pieces that I cannot. Yes.
Yeah.
They had the original tags on them from like back in the day, and they were like $300 something each.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is
crazy. So I'm so excited about that find too.
Some estate sales are inspiring like that, and other times I find myself feeling like a little sad when I'm there, just because I'm like, it's like their photo, like old photo albums that like never got filled. I'm like, this is making me have existential thoughts. Like, what is happening here? Like, it's like when I went to one and it was just like it was a little too normal. I'm like, normal. I feel weird like stomping around your house. I'm like, what can I get from this? Like,
you know what? This one was
like, oh no.
I can agree with that. Like, sometimes it does feel a little weird because you're like, an estate sale is,
and I'm like bargaining. It's like they're precious. Like, they collect
$5.
Yeah, I'm like, can I get this for $2? It's a piece of crap. The person in heaven, like, awesome.
Here's the thing. This one that I went to, I actually can agree with that to some degree. I feel like sometimes it does feel a little weird when you're like in someone's home and you're seeing because a lot of times they don't move, like, it will just like be stuff like in their bathroom and you're like, okay, this is almost like
ravaging their house.
Yeah, it feels like a little eerie or something. This specific one, I will say, was not at a house. So it was like,
I like that.
It was all of the stuff, but it was at like a warehouse. So it was all kind of styled and like whatever, hung up in certain ways.
I like when they do that, when you can tell it's at a house, and sometimes they bring in stuff that wasn't from the house. It's like they get a lot of, or maybe not from the house, but they'll put it like in the backyard and they'll set it out nicely. So it's not like I'm going in their cabinets.
Yeah.
Like, what can I do?
No, that is kind of actually like that's a little intrusive.
Like crap, like the bowl that they used every day for breakfast. I'm like, crap. I'm just like, oh, this is their life.
I know. It actually is kind of sad. Do you know what I was thinking though about, again, different,
like the little kids' room was like still intact. I'm just like,
yeah. No, I can understand that. This, you know what I was thinking though, is like, specifically with this. No, now you got me feeling weird. Now, should I take off the neck scarf?
Like, you should bring the silk pants back. No, they don't need it
Give
anymore.
Them back to the rightful owner. I'm like, no. What I was thinking, it starts tightening. I'm like, literally the wrath. Cool. All my pieces haunted. The most gorgeous.
Like, this is awesome. Just like my prized possessions. I'm screaming.
Doesn't the money probably go to her family or something?
Yes,
it's not like
obviously.
I'm stealing it.
Yeah. But then sometimes when you look up the point of an estate sale, it also makes you sad.
What is the point? It's to get rid of all their stuff.
Yeah, but
I would be thrilled. Okay, this was my thought process, actually. Genuinely, before you made me feel like a horrible person, this was what I thought. I was
I go to estate sales all the time and I love it. I'm just saying, like, there is a little part that you have to like push through to enjoy it.
No, I get that. But this was my thought process this weekend, is like, I was feeling like, okay, this woman was iconic. Her style is amazing. And I feel like I am, it's like an exchange of energy. It's like, okay, I feel
for
like I'm
sure.
getting some of the magic by like re-wearing something that this obviously very fabulous woman had in her closet. Like now I paid money
For sure.
to her family to now I get to experience it and like give it new life. And it's not just like sitting in a dumpster or a closet somewhere, you know?
For sure. No, I agree with that 100%. Okay, this says people have estate sales for a variety of reasons. This is what Google said. But the most common are to liquidate assets due to a death in the family or to downsize before a move. These sales help families settle estates quickly after a loved one's passing or to efficiently sell belongings during a major lifestyle change.
So it actually doesn't have to mean they died.
No,
I thought it pretty much always was that they died.
Yeah, sometimes it's like they move into a nursing home or something too.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
you know, especially if it's like obviously an older person's things. But I think the thing is sometimes I'm like, but what about their family? Didn't they want this stuff?
Maybe.
But like you can't have everything.
No.
I do know a family member. I had an estate sale, but I got some stuff from her.
I was gonna say they
We
got to
go through the stuff first. Yeah.
The family always gets the first pick, so that makes me feel like, oh wow, and this was the leftover.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
the stuff was like iconic.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I mean, catch me at a estate sale every weekend.
Yeah,
It's just my thoughts.
no, that is so funny. I honestly I get that.
Or it's like sometimes if it feels like, again, that actually gave me more clarity. Sometimes I thought they're selling this to pay off their debts, so it's almost like
Yeah, at
they
least you're
maybe
helping them
didn't
pay off
want
their
it to
debts.
go away. True. Or like their families just like get rid of it. We got to pay off their credit card bill. It's like, well, I'm benefiting.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's part of life. It's fine.
Thank you.
It looks fabulous on you. She would be so happy you're wearing it right now.
Yeah, she would be so proud. That's what I choose to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder who she was because she just seemed fabulous in every way. But yeah, that was my weekend.
Nice.
Nothing else to really report back on.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. So it's summertime. You want to just relax, enjoy the sunshine, maybe enjoy a vacation. But sometimes work follows you. Workplace stress can really affect your mental health. It is one of the top causes of declining mental health, actually, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. It's one thing to be stressed about money and your situation and paying for things, but then when you're also stressed about the actual work, it's just a lot and it can feel very overwhelming and all-consuming. So to battle stress, most of us can't wave goodbye to work, but we can start small with a focus on wellness. And one of those things that can really help is therapy, along with the morning walks, along with the sunshine, along with, journaling. Therapy is a great way to combat stress, learn coping mechanisms, set boundaries, help you find a better work-life balance, and just empowers you to be the best version of yourself.
Sometimes it's easy to try and implement these little daily wellness habits that you're like, this is going to fix, things, make my situation better. Maybe you plan a trip and you're like, this is going to make me feel happier. But obviously your actual mindset and the things you're going through mentally, your mental world and where you are, just your mental health and the world that you're living in inside your head is the most important of all. So with over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an App Store rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews. It is also convenient. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life, plus switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/whatwesaid. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/whatwesaid. This show is sponsored by Cotton.
One of my favorite things about summer is a summer wardrobe, and something that I've been focusing on ever since I've had kids especially is making sure that what I'm wearing is made from natural fibers. So something that comes from the earth. And one of my favorites, and probably most of your favorites you don't even realize, is cotton. I'm always looking for 100% cotton shirts, pants, underwear, bras. Like I'm trying constantly to wear, like I said, mostly natural fabrics. So not only does cotton feel good on your skin, but it's gentle on your skin. It breathes, it keeps you cool, it's hypoallergenic. And it's just durable and easy to wash. It's really just the best fabric for your clothes or your kids' clothes.
There are also so many different cotton fabrics like denim, corduroy, and flannel. Cotton's very versatile, so you can wear it obviously any style, season, or occasion. It is timeless. I feel like I wear cotton from day to night. I love a cotton t-shirt in the summer, and paired with a denim is kind of just like my outfit formula. It's perfect for spring and summer, and the quality is amazing. It's durable, it's easy to wash and care for, and cotton keeps its shape too, which is really nice. Cotton is the fabric of our lives, so make sure to check your tags for cotton and learn more at thefabricofourlives.com.
Nice.
I've just been, kind of girl bossing. And when you're girl bossing, you don't have a lot to talk about.
No.
That's what I was realizing. I'm like,
you gotta hustle in silence.
Yeah. I've been moving in silence, I've been doing photo shoots, as you guys know. I'm about to do another one for a brand, which I've been mostly just doing like friend stuff that, people ask me. But I think I'm doing one for a brand in the next like 2 weeks. So I've been like mood boarding and stuff for that. So I've been prepping for that and just scheming on some stuff business wise. So I feel like I've literally just been like in my free time doing that.
Yeah.
Doing different stuff on my computer and nothing super exciting. I went to the beach this week. Great summer weather. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I'm just like trying to really soak in the summertime and
California summer.
Just actually go to the beach often. We got electric bikes, which I'm so excited about. So we've been like riding bikes and just living the summer life.
Yeah, same. I was going to say all we did this week. And honestly, this last month is we've been a bed and breakfast, first of all. Like if you this is a very niche experience, so I won't go into it too much, but if you live in a place by a beach or by, a very tourist heavy place where people want to come visit and say you have a guest room, you're having visitors all the time. Like I've lived places no one's visiting me. It's crickets. But here we're having visitors all the time. And now that we have kids too, I feel like people make an extra effort to like come see us and come hang out with the kids. But my house is a bed and breakfast now, which I love to a certain point.
Yeah, and let me tell you one thing. No guest room doesn't deter guests. So it doesn't matter if you have a guest room or not. They'll still find a way.
Yes.
You will still have guests.
Which is sometimes worse.
It is actually worse because in one of our houses, we were like, okay, we don't want, not that we wanted to discourage guests, but we were like, a guest room is nice, but it also only gets used when there's guests. So it's like, we kind of wanted to each have our own office in that specific house. We were like, well, you want to have your computer thing set up. We were at that time podcasting at our house. So we were like, one of the rooms kind of needs to be like podcasting / my office. So we didn't have a guest room, like purposely. Cause we're like, we need to put, I got to put me first.
Yes.
Like this is our day-to-day life. So we're going to do that and not have a guest room. And people like, if they want to come, we can blow up an air mattress or something. Oh mama, that didn't stop anyone. Yeah. And I felt like it was even more, like it was even harder to have guests because I'm like, there's no dedicated spot. So people are sleeping
on. There's no accommodations.
No, like the couch, the floor, the blow-up mattress, but in the front room. And like, it's a small front room. So the blow-up mattress is the size of the room. And so at this point, I'm like, I actually prefer to have, even though it doesn't get used every single day, I actually do really like having a guest room.
I like it too. It's really nice to have it.
It's really nice. I mean, houses like around us usually aren't that big, so I feel like you do have to like, kind of pick wisely. Like, what do you want the room to be utilized for? It's not like we have 6 rooms in our house. Yeah. So, but I do like having a guest room for sure.
Yes, it's so nice, and it makes it more fun when you have guests for them, for you. I feel like it does encourage guests a little bit more to come, especially like, I don't know, we have family who has kids, so it's like if they want to come, they have a room for the kid that they can like nap in. And
it's
so
very
much
nice
better
for sure,
and it's fun. Like I'm always telling people to come visit us and hang out with us. But I forget that I have a job and I forget that I have lots of things to do. So then once I line everything up and I'm like, oh wait, now there's so much to do. Like now I have to be at the beach and make plans to, hang out with my friends and like visit with the people who are visiting. But then I also have to work during the day. So I'm trying to balance it. So this last month, I feel like we have had people in town. So it's been so fun, but also at the same time, extremely busy. I felt so busy where I'm just like, I don't even know what I did.
Well, the thing is that they're on vacation, but you're not. And so it's hard because if it is very frequent, like if people are coming all summer long and it's like literally every weekend or every week you have someone at your house, you kind of do forget. It's like, wait, now I'm so behind. Like I can't just like stay up till 2 a.m. playing games every night with like, you know, because when people are in town,
you want to hang out with them.
Yeah, you want to hang out and like you want to be fun. You don't want to be like, well, I have to work all day. You guys can go do your thing. Yeah. They're like, what the heck? Like I came to visit you. So you want to be fun. But then, yeah, you're like, oh, I forgot I have my own life and
to do
routines and stuff. So yeah. I know.
It
is a niche problem that like, it's not a problem, but it is just like a niche thing.
Yeah. So I'm just getting my bearings. I feel like I'm like getting back into my routine finally of, okay, taking a breather. Yeah, we've been at the beach so much, which is a fun place with kids, obviously. But I'm also, dare I say, maybe a little beached out. I never thought I would say that phrase, but I think just like it's so fun for the kids. I go by myself very rarely. And like if I wanted to, I could. Or like me and Nick could get someone to watch the kids and we can go to the beach. But with the kids, it's like at a certain point, I'm like, I'm tired of dragging everything to the beach. And we even have it so streamlined. We don't even bring that much stuff. But there are certain things, like kind of like we talked about last week, there's certain things where it's like, we don't need to do this every day.
Well, it's a lot of effort.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And we're tired. And let's give ourselves a breather so that it's more exciting next time. Instead of like, we're going literally almost every day this month, we were like going to the beach. I'm like, okay.
Well, again,
let's take a break.
Yeah. You gotta like, you get back and then you're like, oh, I'm so behind. Like now I'm in crisis mode having to
and
like.
I'm sunburned.
And you're what?
And I'm sunburned.
Oh, sunburn as well.
On top of it all.
Of course. Yes. I got my first sunburn actually. Literally when I was talking to you outside of Pilates for that 30 minutes. That was my first sunburn in, dare I say, 5 years.
Really?
I have not been sunburned. I was asking Leif, I said, since we've been married.
Like where it hurt?
It didn't
or
actually
even just
hurt
in general?
that bad, but pretty much just in general. Like I asked Leif, since we've been married, have I ever had a bad sunburn? And he said no. Because like I've gotten very bad sunburns in my lifetime. But I was like, that's kind of crazy. We have been together for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And since he's known me, I've never gotten a bad sunburn. I'm like, that's pretty good. I'm proud of myself because finally I learned. Only took me 20 years, I guess, of my life to learn. But yeah, that sunburn that I got outside of Pilates, it was like my first one in literally years.
No, it's sneaky. The sun is very sneaky. I cover up so much. I try and stay in the shade and it's like, it will be when I least expect it. I'm like, wait, what? It's usually on my shoulders.
The shoulders are the worst part.
They always get burned.
They're the most.
But I also haven't had a really bad sunburn either. I think since me and Nick have been married, I've only had one really bad where I got sun poisoning. And
the worst
it was
experience.
I don't know what I was thinking. I literally was outside sunbathing.
Like all day?
Actually all day. With a friend. And I got home and I was so sick.
Oh no.
And I was peeling. It was so bad.
I've probably told this on the podcast like maybe in the past, but when I was in like 6th grade.
Speaking of unhinged childhood behaviors.
Yeah, this is the unhinged childhood behavior that I went to Mexico with one of my best friends at the time and her family. They had like a timeshare in Mexico and I was so excited to go with her and her family. So I went and I fell asleep on the beach. We were like all hanging out or whatever and I was laying on my stomach and I fell asleep and I don't think I had sunscreen on. Or maybe I had a low amount of sunscreen on, but I was whatever. I think I had maybe fallen asleep for like 2 hours or like an hour or two of the sun just blazing on my back.
Yeah.
And
probably
now
in the middle of the day.
Yes. Now in hindsight, I'm like, it was probably UV 12. Like it was such intense sun rays because in Mexico too, it gets very like the UV is always high whenever I've been there. So again, I was probably 12 years old, but I went there. I fell asleep on the beach. That night, I was throwing up all night. I was so sick, and I am not exaggerating when I say the blisters on my shoulder and my back from that sunburn were this big. This thick as well. Bubbles like this, that big. I couldn't wear clothing because they were all over my back and my shoulders. So, and they even kind of like went over here onto the front of my shoulders.
And you're not with your family either.
So I had to wear my friend's dad's t-shirt and like underwear and I like could barely walk. And I was
not his underwear.
I had to not his underwear, please. I'm like I wore his garments. No, Chelsey. his t-shirt
and your underwear
and my underwear.
Okay. I'm like,
and I was forced to wear men's underwear that day. And I had to sleep with like pillows propped. I was literally like on my stomach kind of because I couldn't be on my back. But with like all these pillows and things propped because I couldn't even sleep properly. That scarred me for life. After that sunburn, I was like, I can never like literally be in the sun again. That was so painful. It was the worst experience of my life. And that sunburn is the reason that my shoulders have these like huge freckles on them. Like that is, It was from that. Like I was always freckly, but after that specific sunburn, I have like huge freckles on my shoulder. They're super.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
From the sun. So that was like the most damaging sunburn I've ever had. And also it was like, again, I was young, but it was because I wasn't with my family because my mom was always
I was going to say the parents
psycho
like,
about
didn't
sunscreen.
know.
Yes. And that is what I'm saying when it's like when you do have very fair skin, like people who don't have fair skin don't get it. It's like they don't understand the severity of, because when you're so much more prone to like intense sun damage. You can't mess around with it. Whereas other people, like you said, you've gotten sun poisoning too, but it can also be such less time. Like you could be out there for an hour or two and like.
Yeah, I was out for I'm not kidding, all day.
Yeah, but it is rough. And that was one of the worst experiences. Jeez. I think I had like a family wedding to go to after. I need to ask my mom about that because I remember I was in my grandpa's t-shirt in a photo and I literally was like this, like at the wedding. It was awful. And I'm like, that poor family I was with, they're probably like, fun vacation with your friend. Like,
thanks for
so
bringing
sad.
Her.
Yeah. She's a blast. I'm literally throwing up all night in the dad's t-shirt. They're like, this is fun. Also, such a miserable experience when you're not with and you're that young.
Yes. Oh, I was going to say.
They were like so nice, I remember.
You're in so much pain and you just like want your mom.
Yes. It was miserable.
That's so crazy.
So.
Wow. Any other unhinged childhood behaviors you can think of besides getting roasted?
Besides getting fried into oblivion? I'll have to sleep on it. I'll have to think about more.
Yeah,
What about you?
I was again on Abby's podcast last night. We were talking about tour and she was talking about like how we have to improv on tour and she's like, have you ever taken any classes? And I was like, I did go to an improv camp when I was little in the summer. And she was like, huh? I do not remember that. I'm like,
stop.
I don't really remember either when it was. I think it was like 5th grade maybe in the summer for a couple weeks. It wasn't sleepaway camp. It'd just be like during the day.
Yeah.
You would go and it was like a very chill thing. It wasn't like, I don't know. We put on a production at the end. So it was like 2 weeks maybe. We go every day. We learn lines and we all have a part and like and we do improv exercises. So like we would have to like go on stage and there was probably like 50 kids there. Like you'd have to go on stage and do the improv games. Like the things they do at Jesters, that one improv show, you'd have to do things like that. Like you go up and they're like, okay, here's the whatever. And you have to like do improv. But I'm like 11.
Wait, that's so cute.
No, so good
that's also
for kids.
terrifying. What a great,
terrifying.
Yeah. No, that's really good to like get them comfortable.
Yeah.
In front of people.
And I was just telling her about how when I was little, I was so boy crazy. Like that's all I could think about was boys. And how I was like, I have specific memories of that camp being obsessed with the camp counselor. This like probably 18-year-old kid. I'm like, he was probably a 2, but I'm like, oh my gosh, a man. Like when I'm 10. Just literally trying to get in every group thing he's doing. Like if he was because there was a bunch of counselors.
Yeah.
And heaven forbid, he's like, okay, this is the group I want. I'm like running over to be in his group.
That is hilarious.
Not even the boys my own age.
Like, always the older men.
And I just remember always being like that. Like just, we also recently watched Zaboomafoo. Did you remember that show from PBS?
I don't really watch
with the
PBS.
Crap Brothers. It's like it
sounds familiar.
Very animal centered show.
Okay.
They're like wilderness experts. They're the Crap Brothers. And I recently put it on. I was showing Casey. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's on Prime. And I was like, let's watch the show. It looks so cute. And it was like on PBS. It's all about animals, like so super educational. So these are like old
episodes that it was showing?
Yes, very old. Yeah.
Okay.
And we went and watched it. I'm like, I remember being in love with the Crap Brothers. And as I'm watching, I'm like, these men are probably 30 something. And they are just, I was shocked. I'm like, when I was 10, I had rose-colored glasses. I'm like, these are the most beautiful men I've ever seen. Like, I'm obsessed with them.
Not Zaboomafoo.
That's so
That
funny.
is hilarious.
Just being so boy crazy.
I just want to meet younger Chelsey so bad.
I remember I talked to my friends, like, of course, like all my friends also had crushes. So we'd always talk about. I also had crushes on boys, any boy.
Yeah.
Living, breathing, whatever.
Any boy.
And we would talk to like my friends, and I would talk about like, who do you have a crush on? And I remember I had one friend who'd always be like, I don't have a crush.
Me.
And I'd be like, girl, he's so real. Like, you're lying. I remember almost being like, I need to cut her off. She's a fake friend. Like, she's not telling the truth. She says she doesn't have a crush. She'd be like, no, I seriously don't like anyone. I'm like, just tell me. Like, I promise I won't tell anyone. Just tell me who your crush is. And if they moved schools, pick a new one.
That's so funny. When would you say the boy craziness like really
like
started
probably
for you?
5th grade.
Yeah.
Like when puberty kind of starts. I feel like that summer camp was like the start of like, oh my gosh, boys are awesome. Like
Boys
this
are awesome.
is so fun. Not even boys. It's not like I even talked to boys or did anything with boys. It was just like the fun of like the romance of it. I feel like I've always been a romantic, so I'm just like the idea of it. Then they actually talk to me. I'm like, excuse me, I'm with my friends.
Yeah. But. No, it is always the idea that's better than the actual.
Yeah.
The passing notes, but then it's like they want to get too serious. They're like, will you be my girlfriend? You're like, huh?
No, literally.
No.
I had a guy write me a letter in 6th grade, and it was like, will you be, it was like a couple sentences long, like, I like you, whatever. It was like, will you be my girlfriend? Yes or no? And I ignored it. I completely ignored it. I'm like, that must be a prank or something. I told my mom right when I got home, I'm like, this kid wants me to be his girlfriend, but I really liked him. Like, it was my designated crush.
Oh, wow.
So I was so excited, and then I just ignored it. But I also was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to like answer this. I'm in 6th grade, mind you.
And you never talked in person, really? Or did you?
We kind of did. Like, we're all friends. Like how 6th graders are friends.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like we were ever like chatting, me and him one-on-one, or even at that time, what was it, like AIM or whatever, maybe?
Oh my gosh.
The start of that.
Yeah.
But I was never talking to him like that or anything. And then he wrote me verbatim the exact same note again the next day. Like, he put it in my desk. We just ignored each other all day at the next day at school, because like he put it in my desk at the end of the day, and I went home and was like, what? And then I didn't say anything the next day, and he put it again verbatim, same exact note in my desk again.
He's like, maybe he didn't see
maybe he didn't see this earlier. I'm like, this kid has, wow, okay.
He knows what he wants.
Yeah, I marked yes. Never talked to him.
Never talked to him again.
He asked me if he could kiss me last day of school. I'm like, no. At a pool party. Then he broke up with me. And that's when I learned boys only want one thing.
So funny. I need to see. Okay, my dad, I think it was, he had texted me something he found in this notebook. And it was like, this guy, I say guy very loosely, literally 6th grade probably, had written me a note. Oh my gosh, I found it. Literally took me 2 seconds. I like you a lot, and I have a surprise for you. This is a note from Jordan in 5th grade, okay? Marked December 13th of 2005.
Okay, so he's getting risky because it's about to be Christmas break. He's like, I gotta.
Exactly. I like you a lot, and I have a surprise for you. And
okay,
this
that's
surprise
terrifying.
And this surprise goes out to my favorite girl in the whole wide world. I want you to come to talk to me at lunch recess, and I want you to come to me at lunch recess and talk to me for a while, okay? I like you so much, Jaci. Dear Jaci, on Wednesday, you said that you would talk to me today. A creep?
Yeah.
Wait, how is this? It's going backwards because it says 2 days before Thanksgiving of 05. Dear Jaci, you said that you would talk to me today. I like you a lot, and I want you to like me too. I got you a lot of stuff last night with my cousins. I will buy you anything you want except a car. I will give you the stuff Friday next week. Sincerely, love, Jordan. P.S. I hope you have a nice Thanksgiving.
What?
I will buy you anything you want but a car.
Sir.
Honestly, an icon.
No, love that.
Should have stuck with that.
And you're not reciprocating. You're not saying anything back.
No, I'm
so
not
he's
saying
sending you
anything back.
notes?
Yes, these are notes. And then he's like, he was like, I thought that, like, he was basically like, come and talk to me. And then I didn't. And he was like, you said you would talk to me. I'm like, oops.
You said you would talk to me.
And then in this notebook, the next page is like all of my friends' numbers, like written down. It's so cute. Please look at this next photo that my dad had sent me of me. I'm just going through my dad's texts.
You're my favorite girl in the whole world. The face you make.
Me when he says you're my favorite girl in the whole world. That's what I currently look like. I'm
so
screaming.
Cute.
No, it is so cute. It's so just, it's everything. Young love.
I love to see it. So fun.
That's so funny.
That is so just crazy to think about. Like my sons like saying stuff like that to girls and just like trying to put themselves out there. It's so cute.
Oh, like
I like you a lot.
I like you a lot.
Writing
You're my
them a
favorite girl in the
note.
world.
Oh, it's so cute.
I know, that is really cute. Except this guy was getting he was
No,
getting a little
getting
demanding.
creepy. He was getting creepy.
He's like, I said, come talk to me. I'm like, and I said, I didn't want to.
No.
Actually, I probably said I would, and then I didn't. But trying to let him down easy.
I don't know if I should share this on the podcast. I might have to take this out. It's
Okay.
like too dark.
Okay.
In 6th grade, speaking of creepy, I had this kid who moved into our grade, and like really shy kid, like didn't really say much. And I remember him telling the entire grade, not me, that he had a dream about me.
I'm terrified.
And I had huge boobs.
He's a fortune teller. He's like huge boobs, a massive ass, and a massive podcast. Actually.
No, he was kissing me in the dream, and I had huge boobs.
Ew. That is so violating.
That was the first time I've ever felt like, whoa. Like, this is like feeling so icky to me. I don't even talk to you. I don't even know you. And he said it about another girl too in the grade. And things like that, sometimes I look back, I'm
creepy.
like, I'm feeling weird about that. Like, I'm feeling, not that
he
was
was
also
your
a
age,
kid.
right?
Yeah, he was also a kid, but it also makes you just be like, oh gosh.
I do not like that at one bit.
And he would call my name. He'd be like playing basketball. I'd be on the playground and he would just like randomly turn around and be like, Chelsey. And then like keep playing basketball.
Okay. Dreaming about you all the time. Obsessed.
But I remember being like scared about that.
No, that is scary.
Like not like, oh, he likes me. Being like, I am actually feeling very scared.
No, not him telling everyone but you too about the dream.
I
So then
know.
someone told you, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Oh,
And me and the other girl
no.
he was dreaming about were like,
no. And the other
interesting.
girl he was dreaming about. No, I do not like one part of that.
oh, young love.
Young love.
Things like that, so awkward. So just
bad.
like you're getting to an age you're just experimenting with your feelings.
We're going to read your unhinged childhood behavior that you guys wrote in. I simply can't wait. This episode of What We Said is brought to you by Huggies Little Snugglers. Huggies is the only leading brand with all-around blowout protection for sizes 1 and 2. And those are the sizes, particularly when your baby's really small. I feel like that's when blowouts happen the most frequently. And there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than when you finally get the courage. You're freshly postpartum. You're like, okay, I am having the courage to go outside with my newborn, go to a restaurant, a cafe, go on a walk, just get out and about because that is so important for your mental health. And then you get to the location and you get your newborn baby out of their car seat and they've had a blowout. There's just really nothing worse than that because then you're left with a whole mess and a whole situation when it was already hard enough to get out of the house. So to have a diaper on your baby that you trust and that you know is making them feel comfortable and also preventing a blowout is best case scenario.
You shouldn't have to live your life worrying about how you'll deal with the next inevitable blowout. So you can ease your blowout anxiety by switching to Huggies Little Snugglers. It's so nice, like Jaci said, to have that assurance and to know you can trust your diaper that they're wearing. There's nothing worse than having a diaper that you don't trust and you literally feel like you can't leave the house. Huggies Little Snugglers are up to 100% leak proof with blowout protection in the front and back on sizes 1 and 2. So you can feel confident relying on them for your little ones. Huggies Little Snugglers, now with blowout protection in every direction, sizes 1 and 2. Huggies, we got you, baby. You guys know we don't gatekeep here at the What We Said podcast, and we have a new obsession. It's small, it's colorful, and it helps you get everything that you want. It's this little thing called Venmo. Everyone knows about it, but did you know that now it's for much more than just paying your friends back? Venmo has a debit card that connects directly to your Venmo balance so you can Venmo everything. Food, drinks, rides, the clothes on your back, groceries, gym membership, literally everything. It is so convenient because you can just spend the money that's already in your Venmo balance. So getting paid back for dinner can turn into paying for coffee, yoga classes, new shoes, whatever you want. This is just so nice because I don't know about you, but the back and forth, the games that you play to transfer your balance into your bank account, then 5 seconds later, you're just using that again and all the fees start adding up. It's nice to just have it in your balance and use your Venmo card just for the ease of it.
So if you are the friend where you're usually picking up the bill, you're having people Venmo you back, this is the best. You can just settle up before you pay the bill. So have everyone pay your Venmo, your balance is ready to cover the total, and then you just swipe your Venmo debit card and it's taken care of. Also, the card actually Venmos you back. So it's similar to a credit card, but not a credit card, which is great. When you pay with your Venmo debit card, you can earn up to 15% cash back at some of your favorite places. And this card is so freaking cute, you guys. It comes in all different colors. I have multiple friends who have the pink one. And dare I say, that's what influenced me the most. It's so cute. It can match to your vibe, your aesthetic. You have to check it out. Sign up today to Venmo everything with the Venmo debit card. Visit venmo.me/debit to learn more. Venmo cashback terms at venmo.me/rewards. Offers are available for a limited time at select merchants. Max cashback applies and varies. Venmo purchase restrictions apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Card may be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted. I was such an attention whore as a kid that I told my parents I was getting bullied at school. I wasn't. And when they asked who the bully was, I just told them I didn't know her name because she was in a couple grades above me. I would come home crying after school saying my bully was tormenting me. My parents ended up calling the school to try to get to the bottom of it, and I was confronted by my guidance counselor who wanted to know who the fake bully was. I told her that the bully was so mean to me that it made me scared to reveal her identity. But in reality, she didn't exist. I just loved the attention it got me from my parents. I think about how embarrassing this is all the time. That's like attention seeking to a new level.
Yes.
Of like, I'm not trying to get deeper than it needs to be, but it's almost like you felt like that was the only way your parents would pay attention to you. So you had to like be so extreme to get attention.
Gosh, that's crazy. Wait, are some of these going to be dark?
I don't know. Maybe they think it's like silly and funny, but we're just psychoanalyzing.
Yeah.
But I feel like, because I mean,
true.
Who doesn't love attention? But that's like pretty far to go.
Sometimes when you're little, I think you can get lost in a lie. Like you can get really caught up and you don't see a way out. You're just like, gotta go with it.
Yeah.
Like you don't have the forward thinking to be like, I should come clean.
Speaking of lies, next week we're gonna do lies that you've told that just
snowball,
and you tell a little white lie and then just somehow it keeps growing and you're like, how am I in this situation?
No. When me and my sister would be in a fight, I would go onto Netflix. This was the early days of Netflix, and skip like 1 to 2 episodes on the show she was watching. Skip to the middle so that when she went to continue watching, she would be confused on the story plot line. That's so smart.
That's so smart. That's like just petty enough. Mm-hmm. A harmless crime.
Yes.
That is so funny. My brothers and I were just talking about Netflix, like when we got Netflix, when it first came out, which is, I don't know if I was in middle school or like beginning of high school, but Netflix used to be where you would get movies sent to you. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. It wasn't like an online streaming service. Oh, yeah. It was, you would like pick out the movies you want and they would get sent to you. Yep. And you remember Redbox?
Yep.
The most iconic.
How could I forget? That was like our high school experience.
Yes.
Going to Redbox on the weekends.
Yeah. Going to Redbox, getting a movie, getting a treat. Actually, such good memories.
So good.
So fun.
I loved what are they called? Hollywood Video?
The best. Yes. Oh, wait. Blockbuster.
And
there are a few different ones, but like the
that's
movie
such a
stores.
Fun vibe.
And
a brand needs to do that. Like a brand needs to have an event like that or open up a storefront like that. I don't know what brand, but like to cultivate that nostalgic vibe.
Oh, there is nothing like it because you just go around the store and sometimes the movie you want will be gone too. And you're like, no. Like,
but then you go through, you get the best candy. Yeah. And it's like you're going home on a summer's day. You were in the pool all day. Oh my gosh, so fun.
It actually is such a fun, that is so nostalgic.
But also not fun that I would have to agree with my sister on what movie to get. I'm like, please.
We'll also never get that back though because of streaming services now. Yeah. It's like, it just won't be the same because you can literally have any movie, any show you want at your fingertips. Yeah. So it's so...
But it needs to be like a pop-up, kind of like Road does a pop-up where you like go for the experience of it. You can come get... But yeah, what would you play it on?
Exactly. It's just kind of inconvenient now.
Well,
good idea though.
Girl Boss Town can take that and run with it.
Yeah, for sure.
I pooped in the pool and lifted up the cheek of my swimsuit to let it out. They had to close the pool early that day to clean up the poo.
Hold on, lifted up the cheek of my swimsuit to let it out. Did it on purpose.
Yes.
Mama.
They had to close the pool early that day to clean up the poo. I didn't tell my family it was me who pooped until like 12 years later, aka last Christmas.
I would be taking that one to my grave.
Oh, for
that's
sure.
That's never leaving this vault.
For sure.
That is so
I'm getting
crazy.
waves of nostalgia feelings of being a little kid and like having to deal with like these things. Like I remember breaking my grandma's plant. One time I was in the shower and it just like fell off the toilet. Like it was sitting on the top of the toilet. Like it just like fell off. I didn't even do it. And I remember feeling
racked with guilt.
And just like hiding in the movie room, just being like, when will they find it?
Oh no.
And I remember literally tearing up like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. And my grandma's like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. And being like, oh my gosh, thank goodness.
I remember hearing one time like an urban legend, a myth that there was certain chemicals in certain people's pool where if you peed, it would turn like a color.
Yeah.
Like it would turn bright blue or something.
Yeah.
And so it would be obvious that you peed. Oh, I was terrified to pee in a pool. Mm-hmm. Like I'd be at someone's house and I'd kind of want to pee in the pool and I'd just be like, I can't. Like I have to go inside and get fully dried off because I was so convinced that there was some sort of chemical and they were all just going to be like looking at me and be like, we can see you. That was always my biggest fear, is getting caught peeing in the pool.
Yeah, for sure.
I was just like, ugh. I wonder if with all the chemicals, maybe it depends on what type of pool you have. I wonder how bad peeing in the pool is. Like, do the chemicals kind of just...
The chemicals kill the pee pretty quickly.
Yeah.
This is coming from someone who worked at a public pool for a long time.
I don't even want to know what happens in those
The
public
chlorine
pools.
levels in those pools, like, are insane. They burn. I don't know if it gets rid of it completely, but I just remember that was, like, a topic. Like, it's pretty... it's almost, like, borderline toxic in here.
Yeah.
Because of the chlorine levels and, like, shocking it. Like you literally shock the pool.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't been in a chlorine pool in a very long time. Like most pools that I've gotten into, I feel like are saltwater now or like a mix. Okay. In kindergarten, I used to pull other kids' teeth out in the kindergarten bathroom.
Huh?
I don't know how this became a thing or how I never got in trouble. The teachers definitely knew it was me. We would set a time for me and another kid to meet in the bathroom, and they always came back to class with a tooth that fell out.
What?
Across all the kindergarten classes and occasionally some first graders, I was the go-to dentist. I work in medicine now, but maybe dentistry was my calling.
Like if they had a loose tooth?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's
assuming.
Hilarious.
The grades dentist is hilarious. Meet me in the bathroom at noon.
I'll take care of it.
Don't worry.
Honestly,
we'll get this
it's so
taken care of.
nice to have when you're younger. Just like, oh, this person will get the tooth out. Because when you have a loose tooth, you're just like, get this away. Just getting looser and looser by the day.
I can't believe we're going to have to do that with our kids.
I know.
Like they're going to have loose teeth and we're going to have to do the whole like, okay, let's wait until it gets loose, pull it out, whatever. I remember being like the most drama you've ever experienced when I had a loose tooth, just like sobbing, like, oh, I don't want it out. My dad's probably like, can we get this over with?
Yeah.
I was so scared to get it pulled. Mm-hmm. Even though it was like ready, literally had to fall out.
They're trying to convince you. They're like, trust me, it will feel better. It'll be nice. It won't hurt when you pull it out. Because once it's ready to go, it doesn't hurt. When you pull it out. If you try and pull it when it's a little that feeling,
I just felt it. Like when
so
you said
weird.
that, I could literally feel like my top tooth being pulled.
So weird.
Oof.
When I was 8 years old, I gave into an intrusive thought to pull the chair out for my friend's grandma when she went to sit down at the kitchen table. IDKY, but I thought it would be hilarious and didn't think through the consequences. She ended up falling on the floor screaming in pain and 911 had to be called. I ran away into the next room so no one knew what happened or that it was me. They assumed the chair just slipped somehow. I'm screaming. It turned out she broke her hip from the fall.
No, she did not.
And had to be moved to a nursing home permanently. I still feel so guilty that I did this and have never told anyone ever. I'm going to cry.
Broke her hip and moved to a nursing home. Okay. All from what chair being pulled out from?
Thanks for letting me get it off my chest, honey. I don't want that burden. Take it back.
That is so bad.
I remember so bad.
Oh,
if a ratty little kid pulled a chair out from under me and I'm old.
They just don't understand the consequences of that. Like, as you get older, that is not okay. That is actually such a big deal. Like, imagine an old grandma, just like 80, like going to sit down and just
when you break your hip when you're an older lady, like that's rough. That's a rough thing.
That is actually, I understand why you're racked with guilt. That is horrible. literally ruined the rest of her life. Like, that is from an intrusive thought. That's horrible.
Oh, I'm feeling sick for you. I'm feeling sick with guilt for you. I feel guilty. That's why I don't want that. Take it back.
I remember, I just am getting memories unlocked. I'd have to ask my cousin for specific details, but I remember that one of our cousins, so our grandma had a phone in her bathroom that was like a landline phone.
Oh, yeah.
That was like right by the toilet. And I don't really know why, and I don't remember, like, I just remember thinking it was so cool. I was like, oh, there's a phone in her bathroom. I don't know. And
probably for like help, I can't get up.
literally. And one of my cousins called 911, I think, just to like be funny. And then I remember that the cops like came to the door and like knocked,
worst.
and we were terrified and mortified. And it was like, oh, we got a 911 call here, like, and all the adults were like, who called 911? And just everyone was like, yeah, not me, like terrified, literally huddling in a freaking corner.
Police are so scary when you're that age.
So
like,
spooky.
Oh my gosh. I kind of forget sometimes, like when you're a little kid, how big things are to you and how scary the world can be. Like certain things, especially cops or like sirens or just like really big planes.
Just
or
seems like the end of the world.
Yes.
So funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I loved eating Play-Doh. I got called out by one girl's older brother at a birthday party for sneaking under the table and eating it, but it was good and so good and salty, LMAO. I remember when they came out with the Play-Doh pasta play set, I watched the commercial, was literally drooling. Oh. It was at the top of my Christmas list. I must not have been the only kid because I still think it's hilarious that kids were eating it so much that they had to make the slogan fun to play with, not to eat. Like what other toy or clay company has to do that? They'll put disclaimers, but the full slogan is hilarious. It makes me laugh hearing the slogan to this day. That is so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I did love to chomp on a Polly Pocket dress.
Oh yeah.
I never ate Play-Doh. Did you ever eat Play-Doh?
No, I didn't eat Play-Doh.
But I could see how that would be appealing for sure.
For sure. I would eat lip gloss. Like if there was a really cherry flavor. Like
strawberry smackers.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Love.
It's like, what kind of name is that? You don't want me to eat this?
No, and
Smackers?
they would also make it so that it like tasted good. That was part of it. Oh my gosh, I just got like a wave of nostalgia of this specific flavor that I can literally taste right now that I would like put on my lips and then just like literally lick it all off.
Yes.
Because it's
so good.
probably full of chemicals.
So bad for you, I'm sure. Hi, girls. Love you both so much and have been listening forever and will die a VVG. Growing up, I was the youngest of 3 with a 5 and 7 year gap. My sisters and I are the best of friends now in our 20s, but when I was little, they were completely unhinged. When I was a baby, my middle sister would take my toys away to make me cry so that she could be the one to give them back and make me stop crying. A sick game.
A sicko.
When I was in middle school and would be texting boys, she would look through my phone and blackmail me into doing her chores, laundry, etc. by saying she was going to tell my parents. Being the baby, I was of course obsessed with my sisters and would do anything to spend time with them. So naturally, my sister would let me sleep in her room if I did everything she asked.
That is so, I feel like that is so older sister.
We were also all gymnasts growing up, so I became their rag doll and would be thrown around against my will and yelled at if I did not comply. I'll end on the story of when my sisters were babysitting me at my grandparents' house, and when all the adults got back, I was doing laps around the house, holding a medicine ball over my head, while one sister smacked my butt with a golf club and the other sprayed me with water, all to get me in shape for gymnastics. Please. I love my sisters to death, but being the baby of the fam is not for the faint of heart. I do feel like when you're the baby of the family, especially if there is a big age gap with like, well, at least a couple of the siblings, like my little brother is so much younger than the older kids that it is like you're just a baby doll.
You're literally, that's what I was going to say. You're literally a play doll.
Yeah,
like it's just
you're
like,
not a person.
Yeah, we can just like do anything to you. Like make you
Yeah.
do our chores. Like you just,
and
or
they'll
whatever.
do it. Literally, my little brothers would be like the fruit snack getters, the anything we need. We need water. We need a fruit snack. Like go downstairs, ask mom brings fruit snack, and they do it in a heart, like just so quickly. Go get us anything we wanted.
That is so funny. Just fetch me this, fetch me that.
And they'll do it for like the bare minimum too. When me and Abby would play Nancy Drew, which is the best computer game of all time, and now I just said that I literally want to go home and play. You can only one person can play that game. Like you can kind of all do it together, but there's one person who's doing the mouse, and like when you're playing a computer game with your friends, it's just like the alpha of the group gets to be the mouse.
Yeah,
they get to control everything, and the other people can like chime in. Cole would do anything to play with us. And we would be like, okay, you can take notes, or like you can sit in the back, and he would be like, I want to try and solve this puzzle. And we're like, Cole, no. You can maybe bring us water or like turn off the lights when we want it to be scary, like, but don't make a peep. You can sit here. You are to be seen, not heard.
You can turn off the lights for us and get us water.
And he would just be seething to play. Like, please let me play. I mean, I'd be like, no. Abby's like, I barely get a chance.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Sibling dynamics. I'll have to ask my brothers if they feel like I was
tyrant.
constantly like asking them for like, get me this, get me that. I feel like I definitely did.
Yeah,
like
and they do it.
Go get me a drink of water. Like, will you go get me? Yeah, I feel like they would totally do it.
Because you're old enough to kind of manipulate them. Like, okay, you guys, you should clean my room for me.
Yes.
We'll
I feel like
make it
I
a game.
would bribe them. Like, I'll take you to Sonic if you'll do this.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I definitely did that. Okay, my last one. I was a little vegetarian from age 5 and was determined to save all of the animals.
Aww.
However, I was a bit unhinged, as this turned into me being aggressive when people killed bugs. My neighbor poured water on an ant farm and I shoved him over and he fell on the ground and cried and ran home. My sister's best friend killed a mosquito in front of me and I slapped her.
Oh! The hero we needed.
My sister killed a spider once and I bit her really hard. I got in big trouble for this one. I was on bug saving duty with no compassion for the bug killers.
Putting the spider's life above your own. Well, sorry for my story at the beginning.
That is actually so cute.
That is cute.
Being a vegetarian at age 5 is crazy work.
That's crazy
some
work.
dedication that I wonder where she is now. I wonder what her relationship to animals and bugs is. I would love to know.
I do feel like there's a certain, what's the word, archetype of girls, maybe boys too, but like I know a lot of girls who at that age, there is a Venn diagram and overlap with horse girls of animal loving wants to be a vet girls. And I was in that group. Like I was like, I want to be a vet. I love animals. Like hated just like my older brothers would torment like, oh, we're going to go pour water on like that anthill. Like, well, let's go kill those ants or like this bug. Like I'm going to kill this spider or something. And I would just be like so sad about it.
That's called compassion.
I wasn't a vegetarian though. I didn't take that step. I had to wait for that.
Yeah. That found you later in life.
Yeah.
That is so true. I feel like there is like, I can think of a certain type of girl like that I would go to school with in like 4th or 5th grade that's like so obsessed with animals and just like wants to save them all. It's actually so cute.
So cute.
It's so pure.
Yeah. You need them.
Yeah. Do you have any more?
No, that was my last one.
Well, thank you guys for writing in your unhinged childhood behavior. That was such a fun. I'm feeling nostalgic.
I know. I'm feeling almost like sick with nostalgia.
I want to get some lip smackers and some Polly Pockets now.
100%.
Thank you guys so much for writing in. If you guys ever want to be a part of our story episodes like this, go follow our Instagram. It's at What We Said Podcast. We always have little like things on our story where you can write in via a little like Google Doc thing. Super easy. And for our advice column every month, that's also how you enter into that as well. So go follow our Instagram. Don't forget to get your tour tickets. We're so excited. We love you guys so much. And
that's what we said. Bye.